Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. Today is April 20th, being Sunday, 2025. Happy Easter to you all, especially if you are a Christian. Today is Easter celebration. Now, and let's go straight to the point. Yesterday, you all saw the news about the new terrorist group called Mahmuda that launches a fresh attack on Kwara community. Okay, they closed the road. They did all sort of things, even burning vehicles, burning motorcycles, and it was horrific that yesterday. But that is not what I just want to tell you about this new terrorist group in Kwara State. Mark this thing down, save this video. As of the time of talking to you, today is Easter Sunday, okay? Now, from the beginning of the video, I mentioned today's date. The information coming is that more than 1,000 of this terrorist group has entered into Oyo State. Okay, now what is the purpose of entering into Oyo State? It's like these people, they have divided Nigeria and they have shared responsibility of attacks. When I mean they have shared the responsibility, the middle belt to the side of Cameroon, the Dakurawa terrorists are the one, causing havoc. The main north, close to Niger, Borno, Chad, all those areas, Boko Haram is responsible in that side. These people are one, okay? When you look the other way, it is ISWAP. And they now send their militia, who are for the Fulani terrorists, down to the south to start preparing grounds for them, start seizing lands for them, start doing all sort of things for them. So the major thing is that the Oyo people, the people of Oyo State should be very, very alert. Because, there is nothing I have said on this platform that did not come to pass. Mark this week we are going to enter. This is not a wish. Nobody wishes that these things are happening, but the security agencies who are aware of all these things, some of them are colluding. The media who might get this information will not be afraid. Will not be free. Will be afraid, I mean to say. They will be afraid to air such information that more than 1,000 Mahmuda terrorists have entered your state. And this week now you'll be hearing that this thing happened in Oyo, this thing happened in Oyo, new terrorist group strike in Oyo. That is just, we are just opening our eyes and a lot of things are happening. So if Oyo State have private vigilante group, forget about that, about the army and the police, they should be at alert and make sure that they guide their place, protect their place, okay? Now, that will take me back to what Danjuma said before. He said it last 2 years, he said it last year. And as I'm speaking to you yesterday, Danjuma repeated the same thing. Take a listen.
While the Benue State Governor appeals for calm, a former Chief of Army Staff, retired General Theophilus Danjuma, has once again asked citizens to rise up and defend themselves in the face of the unending security threats. General Danjuma insisted that government alone cannot protect everyone, and if Nigerians do not defend themselves, bandits and other criminal elements will overrun the country for their selfish interests. He was speaking at an event in Takum local government area of Terrør State.
I know we have a lot of problems, including security. As recently as 2 or 3 days ago, we've experienced kidnapping near Kashimila, and the threat of kidnapping will continue until we, every one of us, rise up and defend ourselves. It is quite clear the government alone cannot do it. I have warned very long time ago in a speech in Ukari, that our people must be prepared to defend themselves. That warning is as valid today as it was when I made it.
Now, it is no longer something that is important to tell someone to defend himself. If anyone wants to leave his territory for these criminal elements to hijack, it is your own cup of tea. We are already at war. So get up yourself, do whatever you want to do and defend yourself. That is a part. Now, I want you to pay attention and look at the havoc of this new terrorist group called Mahmuda, what they did in Kwara State today. And that is why I'm telling the Oyo people to prepare themselves against all these criminal elements. Take a listen to this video. Just take a look. All right, why these are happening from across the nation, you can see the Fulani terrorists, because these people are carrying AK-47, that is why I call them the terrorists. They are partying. Why? Because they see that the insurgents, the insecurity they are creating is making the nation to rise in tension. Just take a look at the joyful celebration of those who are hurting you and making sure you are crying. All right, let us just summarize this article from Sowore Reporters that reads that breaking, new terrorist group Mahmuda launches fresh attack on Kwara community. Now, it reads that terrorist group known as Mahmuda has launched a fresh attack on Duruma village in Berotin local government area of Kwara State. The incident occurred on Friday evening. Multiple sources told Sowore Reporters. It was learned that on arrival at the village on motorcycles, members of this group started shooting indiscriminately. That is the way they normally do, all right? The terrorists also burned a vehicle and some motorcycle belonging to local vigilante group in the community. That is the video you saw, what they destroy, okay? Now, those the vehicle and the motorcycles they burned belongs to the village vigilante. And why are they doing that? Just like what I told you before. The security agencies like police, DSS, the soldiers, they are not their problem anymore. Because as far as I'm concerned, I have the evidence that they are colluding with them, working with them, okay? So that is a part. Their focus now is on vigilante. It's only the vigilantes that are dealing with them, killing them, making sure that they are neutralizing them. Now, the article continues. Following the development, residents are worried about additional attacks in the area. This is what the Mahmuda boys did yesterday in Duruma village. 2 of the militants were killed during the attack as well, a resident told Sowore Reporters. The militants were only able to set fire on motorcycles and a car belonging to our local security operatives. They were repelled by them. Kudos to the local vigilantes. Sowore Reporters recently reported how the new terror group, which emerged in the north-central part of the Nigeria, had been terrorizing residents of the rural communities around the Kainjin Lake National Park. The affected communities are in Kayama local government area, and so many of them, all of them are in Kwara State. According to the multiple sources, the group had also taken over communities in Babana and Wawa district in Borgu local government area of Niger State. Now, let me stop this article here because the information we want to pass in this video, we have already passed it, okay? So, this thing is happening in Nigeria, and look at, you know what is trending? Why all these things are happening? The whole governors now, both APC, PDP, including Delta State governor like Fubara or your state, you know what all of them are saying? We are endorsing President Tinubu in 2027 election. Now, I want to tell Nigerians who don't think critically again. Okay, the kind of education we used to go in Nigeria, it doesn't help us because it doesn't make us to think critically. Okay, forget about the grammar we speak, people who talk English, who know how to talk fluently. It has nothing to do with intelligence. Okay, Because how can a normal human being be hearing and be seeing all these things going on and they are living their normal life? Who have hypnotized us? The level of insecurity during Jonathan is not up to this level. When we were Soyinka, most of them, including Osibanjo, to curb a few, Falana, them, they trooped to the streets and they protested. They protested against Jonathan. They did all sorts of things to oust him. And look at worse than it is coming, they are endorsing Tinubu. They are not even talking about, okay, how do we solve this problem? This problem has taken 2 decades, 20 years, we are still in it. How do we solve this problem? Nobody is talking about the exit strategy. Nobody is even talking about this country is not going to work. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. Let us just go into the separation of this country in peace. Nobody is trying to reason, but the main people are dying. Then before yesterday, they recruited Boko Haram. They call them ex-Boko Haram, but I call them the real Boko Haram members, okay? Because the reason why I'm calling them the real Boko Haram member that they are putting into the society now, to the military, to the oil companies, is because the ones they put in military before ran away with ammunition and all those things. Nigeria don't learn lessons. The intention is pure. The intention is totally pure. They want to Islamize this country. They want to commit ethnic cleansing, remove the original people who owns the communities, who owns the villages, and they replace it with foreigners who they want to do what they really want them to do. This is the way Nigeria is going. Let me tell you this. As a Christian, I believe in God. As a Christian, I believe in prayer because I pray sometimes. But let me tell you, there are some principles in this world that don't require you to pray much. There are some principles in this world that doesn't require, it does not require you much to call on God, because God has given you everything you need. God is not responsible for children they kill them. That too, you are responsible because you fail to do what you ought to do. God has given you hand, brain, everything. If you like, leave them. Call on God. God will not come and save you. God will not come and save you. People will not understand what I'm saying because God has already saved you. You refuse to save yourself. So that is the situation we have in Nigeria right now. The only solution, as far as my opinion is concerned, is the disintegration of this country, according to Kunde Ondawumida. That is the only solution. Any other one is just like a hypothesis that you can never arrive a concluded result. It's trying and error, trying and error. Political regime change is not the hope of the people. If you like bring angel to Aso Rock, the angel is going to fail woefully. I don't have water in my mouth. Bring angel to Aso Rock as a president. The angel is going to fail woefully because the system is corrupt. The country was not meant to be a country. This is just a business center turned into a country, and you can see the results. If you are solving a mathematical question, if you miss one from the premise, the result is going to be error. That is what had happened in the past. And you're expecting the result to come out to become something meaningful. You are wasting your time. I am Okocha Happy myself, talking reality out of issues. Thanks for listening. See you on my next video.